Welcome to the Ancient Alternative View. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you. Good evening to all watching the Ancient Alternative View, the place where everyone's opinion matters. Remember, the truth has been covered for many years, so all theories to our ancient past are on the table. I look forward to hearing your views. Please like and comment below. Khufu, Pharaoh of Egypt, son of King Sneferu, and also to Queen Atefres, Khufu is remembered as a cruel and ruthless pharaoh. Khufu had 9 sons, one of which, Djefre, became his successor upon his death. Khufu's son, Nefertjeb, while his father Pharaoh Khufu was alive, embarked on an 8-month expedition by ship in search of further lands, and further lands he certainly found. Referred to as the Gosford glyphs, carved more than 5,000 years ago, this intricate set of symbols exists, and their translations as determined by Muhammad Ibrahim and Kemet School co-director Yusuf Abdel Hakim Aywan, who has studied ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs his entire life, gave this account for what the hieroglyphs say. For His Highness the Prince, from this wretched place in this land, where we carried by ship, engraved for the crown of Lower Egypt according to God's word. My fellow Egyptians call out from this place, in this strange land, for the god Suti, Nefertjeb, son of Khufu, king of Upper and Lower Egypt, beloved by Ptah, has brought the god Suti. The prince was kind and benevolent, follower of the sun god Ra. For 2 seasons, 8 months he directed us eastwards, wary but strong to the end, always praying, joyful and smiting insects. He, the servant of God, said God created the insects to protect his people. I myself am hardened, have gone around hills and deserts, in wind and rain, with no lakes at hand, blessed by the falling nights when I hide myself, completely out of reach. In our last camp I cooked fowl on hand, and brought rain, but hurt my back carrying the golden falcon standard, crossing hills, desert, and pools of water along the way. Plants are withering, land is dying. In this, our lot from the highest god of the sacred myrrh. The sun is pouring down upon our back. O mighty Khepra, this is not what the oracle has said. Our hearts are overturned but not broken. This regal person, Nefertiru, came from the temple of God in Pinu, Egypt. He came from the house of God. He was the son of Khufu, king of Upper and Lower Egypt. He who died before is here laid to rest. May he live life everlasting. He is never again to stand beside the waters of the sacred myrrh. Then clasping my brother's spirit to thy side, O Father of the earth. The Egyptian hieroglyphs on the west wall read, The snake bit twice. We follow of the divine King Khufu, mighty one of Lower Egypt, Lord of the Tuatses. We shall not all return. However, we have to continue. We cannot look back. All creek and riverbeds are dry, and we are dismayed. Our boats are tied up with rope. Death was caused by snake. We gave egg yolk from the medicine chest, and prayed to Amnon, the hidden one, for he struck twice. It was hard time for all of us, weeping over the dead body, and keeping to protocol. Seated all aside, our men watched the funeral with concern and deep love, how the mummified body was buried in the red section. Then we recovered ourselves. We walled in the side entrance to the chamber with stones from all around. The chamber was aligned with the western heavens. I counted and pounded the daggers of our men. The 3 doors of eternity were connected to the rear of the royal tomb and then sealed in. So, is it possible that the ancient Egyptians sailed all the way to Australia? Do these glyphs actually become a hoax from the 1950s, or are they 5,000 years old? Well, I found an article which you should all have a look at. It's by Paul White, written in 1996. And the part that interests me, it says, the ancient Egyptologist Ray Johnson, who had translated extremely ancient texts for the Museum of Antiquities in Cairo, eventually was successful in documenting and translating two facing walls of the Egyptian characters, which stem from the 3rd dynasty. Now, you are more than welcome to all grab this article, and they read pretty much exactly the same. Now, makes sense because up until 2012, Middle Egyptian upward, people couldn't speak anything underneath it, so it wasn't even scripted. Any of these weren't scripted at all. Now, I'd like you to have a look at ancient Egyptians in Australia. And this is a study done by Australians. 5 books have been written. You're welcome to have a look at it. And what I'd suggest is scroll down to this part here, which, yes, of course, we're talking about Australia, but this part talks about where Australians managed to get to America. And this isn't 10,000 years ago or pre-cataclysm. This is going back 40,000 years that they say that they made it to America. Now, with that in mind, in a straight line, Egypt crossing over to Australia, and the pharaoh in question that we're talking about here, Pharaoh Hatshepsut sailed with 8 ships and 250 people a lot further to a place called Punt, and she managed to sail there. Well, it was after this time, but ancient Egyptian technology proves to me that they were sailing far before that. I mean, the Egyptian routes were all over the world, and just as proof that they got to Australia, in Pharaoh Tutankhamun's tomb, we've got golden boomerangs. Now, how on earth did they get in his tomb? Well, I would like to give you the opportunity to talk about this below. And did ancient Egyptians get to Australia? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. We'll be doing a part 2 on this video as well. And thanks very much for watching. I'd love to hear your opinions. Please like and subscribe. Remember, there's always an ancient alternative view. Thank you for watching.